Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Respawn Sam, and today we are doing something really exciting. Look at your screen right now. On the left side, that's the PC version of Resident Evil Requiem. On the right side, that's the PS5 version. Same game, same scary moments, same intense fights that make your heart race. So let's jump straight in and see how they compare. Let's go. All right, let's start with visuals, because this game is gorgeous and you deserve to see it in its full glory. Look at the PC side first. The lighting in this game, honestly, it's beautiful. The way torchlight flickers across the old stone walls, the way shadows stretch as enemies get closer, it's very, very impressive. Now look at the PS5 side, on the right. And here's the thing. The PS5 version holds up so well. The colors feel rich, the darkness feels deep, and the atmosphere? It's thick enough to cut with a knife. If I'm being completely honest, side by side, the PC version has a little more sharpness in the distance. But on PS5, everything feels very cohesive, very polished, like the game was built with care for that console. Both look fantastic. But personally, I love how consistent the PS5 looks, scene after scene, without any stutters. Now, let's talk about smoothness, because a horror game that stutters, that breaks the magic. On PC, when everything is working well, the game moves beautifully. Exploring the haunted village, walking through the foggy forest, it feels very fluid, very responsive. But here's the honest truth, and I've seen this myself. On PC, sometimes in big fight scenes with many enemies on screen, you feel a tiny little hiccup. Just a small one. Nothing game-breaking, but it's there. On PS5 though? Oh man. The game runs like a dream. From the first cutscene to the final boss fight, everything feels steady, reliable, and smooth. No sudden jumps, no unexpected slow moments. And that consistency, it really matters when you're trying to survive. You want the game to behave the same way every single time, and PS5 gives you that, beautifully. So for smoothness and overall performance, PS5 takes a very small lead here, just because of that rock-solid consistency. Let's talk about gameplay, how it actually feels to play Resident Evil Requiem on both platforms. On PC, using a keyboard and mouse, aiming feels very precise. Turning around quickly, targeting enemy weak points, it's very satisfying. You feel in control. On PS5, using the controller, the experience is a little different, but in a really good way. The character movements feel weighty and real. When you turn slowly to check a dark corner, or when you raise your weapon cautiously, it feels very natural, very immersive. And in fights? Oh, the fights are intense on both. But on PS5, somehow, every dodge, every hit, every narrow escape feels more connected to your fingers, like you're really there, holding the weapon yourself. PC gives you precision, PS5 gives you feeling. And for a horror game, I personally lean toward feeling. Now, let's get into the fights, because Resident Evil Requiem has some incredible combat moments. On PC, big fights feel fast and responsive. When you're surrounded by enemies, you can flick your aim quickly, take down threats fast, and keep moving. It's very satisfying for players who love action. On PS5, the fights feel more dramatic, more intense. When a huge creature charges at you, and you have to time your dodge perfectly, on PS5, that moment feels heavier, more impactful. I remember one specific boss fight, the one in the flooded church. On PC, I beat it and I thought, okay, cool. On PS5, my hands were sweating. My heart was pounding. The rhythm of the fight just felt more natural. All right, so after all of that, what do I really think? Both versions of Resident Evil Requiem are amazing. Truly, PC gives you sharp visuals, precise aiming, and a very responsive experience, especially if you have a powerful setup. But, and this is just my honest feeling, the PS5 version feels a little more complete. The smoothness is more consistent. The combat feels more impactful. The atmosphere is slightly richer. It's not that PC is bad. Not at all. It's just that on PS5, everything comes together in a way that feels intentional, polished. Like the developers spent extra time making sure it felt right on that console. So if you asked me to pick one, I'd say PS5, but just by a very small margin. My name is Respawn Sam, and I hope this helped you decide which version is right for you. Before you leave, please hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. It really helps me, honestly. Share this with your gaming friends, especially the ones who keep arguing about PC versus console. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay scared, and I'll see you in the next one. Respawn Sam, signing off.